As twilight settles over the savanna, the air, thick as smoke, fills with dust and the smells of cattle and a smoldering fire. From across the Enkang, a homestead fenced with thorny branches, you can faintly hear the chime of cowbells, while somewhere in the distance a lion's deep roar rumbles. Inside the enclosure, tall, slender men in vibrant red shukas stand like sentinels at the entrance to a dwelling. Nearby, women, their earlobes stretched and adorned with countless beads, prepare the evening meal. Here, in the heart of East Africa, life moves to an ancient rhythm, and even love is not a whisper, but a fearless force. After sunset, the village drifts to sleep. Under the cold glow of a million stars, young warriors emerge from their huts. They move softly, almost silently, toward the homes of the unmarried girls. This isn't some secret taboo being broken. It's a respected and acknowledged tradition, free from judgment. If a girl wishes to welcome a visitor, a single, almost imperceptible gesture is all it takes for him to enter. This is how a connection is born, based on the free choice of both individuals. A nightly visit can be the start of a special intimacy, one free of promises, but rich with the sincerity of the moment. The time a young man spends as a moron or warrior does not permit him to marry, but it doesn't deny him the right to affection. Every warrior might have his esoto, a steady girlfriend who shares in the daily life of the camp, brings him water, sits with him by the evening fire, and shares the silence of the night until dawn. Their connection is deep, but unbound by promises. Tomorrow, the warrior could be called away on a long cattle drive, and the girl is free to wait or choose another, for her will is as unyielding as the savanna itself. The fire in the center of the camp roars to life, and the adumu begins. The warriors form a circle, raise their spears, and the first one leaps straight into the sky, his knees unbent as if trying to snatch the crescent moon from the sky. Another follows, and then another, each one jumping higher than the last. Tense calves, dark skin, the glint of ochre in their long braids, every movement is a silent testament to their strength, endurance, and readiness to protect their people. The young women watch, their heads tilted slightly, judging not just the height of the jump, but the grace with which a warrior lands and how he holds his breath. Here, beauty isn't measured in facial features, but in the power of the body, in patience, and in the ability to withstand the scorching sun. When a warrior sets his sights on a girl, he doesn't search for words. His confession comes not in words, but in a necklace of the finest beads, where every color holds a coded meaning understood only by the initiated. A white strand promises pure intentions, red speaks of passion and strength, and a deep blue offers peace and loyalty. Sometimes the beads are accompanied by a bolt of bright shuka cloth, blazing like crimson fire or the deep sapphire of the sky. When she accepts the gift, their bond becomes visible to everyone, though not a single sound has broken the savanna's silence. In the strict patriarchal world of the Maasai, young women possess a rare freedom. They have the right to decide who to invite into their hut, choosing boldly from among the warriors, mindful only of the ancient taboo against relations with kin. This right often shocks outsiders, accustomed to different norms. But for the tribe, this freedom is natural. It helps ensure the strongest and healthiest unions to continue the lineage. Other times, a couple might slip away from the bustling camp and find shade under old acacia trees or beyond the cattle pens. There, where the fragile grasses whisper on the wind and the stars feel closer than your own breath, the two create a world of their own, where the rest of the universe ceases to exist until the first rays of dawn. When a warrior reaches maturity, his path often leads to multiple marriages. Polygamy isn't a whim, it's a way of life that has maintained the balance and wealth of clans for centuries. In a large household, nothing is left to chance. There's an unspoken schedule that divides a husband's nights among his wives as evenly as a cowbell cutting through the night's silence. Each woman is secure in her time for intimacy, and this order guards the peace better than any sharp spear. Jealousy is a rare guest here, as respect and fairness build a trust stronger than any fear of loss. The road to marriage is paved with trials. A young man spends long days driving cattle across sun-scorched plains, protecting the herds from predators, and enduring thirst and lack of sleep. He learns to master the spear and to remain calm when the earth trembles from the stampede of bulls. Only after proving his endurance and taming his pride does he earn the right to call a woman his wife. Then comes the time for lobola. The families exchange cattle, the living symbols of prosperity and the strength of their new bond. This gift doesn't buy a bride, it binds the families together. After all, a herd is more precious than gold. It provides food, clothing, and medicine, and it holds the memory of generations.
The grand wedding celebration can last for days. The bride is coated in a thick red ochre mixed with fat and adorned with countless necklaces, each one a prayer for fertility and protection. Her steps are slow and majestic, like the sun on the horizon. After a circular dance, the men lead her out under the open sky, where the sweltering heat of midday gives way to the cool of the evening. As the first bonfire is lit, the new wife crosses the threshold of her own mukata, a home she will build herself from clay, branches, and dung, just as the women before her did. Behind the thorny branches of the engkang, the cows chew rhythmically on dry grass. Their milk, blood, and meat are the staples of the Maasai diet. They are also the measure of wealth and a source of pride. A family with many hundreds of cattle can afford lavish wedding gifts and feasts, but even a humble warrior will never lack for respect if his jump is high, his hand is steady, and his heart is willing to share the warmth of his fire. All of life's major events, initiations, marriages, migrations to new pastures, are governed by the rhythm of the rains. There is no point in celebrating if the herd needs water or the dry grass is turning to dust under their hooves. The elders, their gray hair a library of ancestral memory, study the direction of the clouds and the position of the sun to decide where to build a new engkang or when to begin the initiation rites for the young Moran. Their word is law, and their blessing is a shield that no predator can break. At night, the bonfires flare up again around the village. People gather to tell ancient stories and sing wordless melodies whose chords echo across the savannah. There, by the slow crackle of firewood, glances meet, shoulders brush, and new unions begin their quiet song. The women can read a man's character by the way he tends the fire, while men value a woman's resilience and determination, knowing that tomorrow she will be the one hauling heavy branches for the roof and carrying a water skin for miles.
The brilliant shukas flutter in the wind, the stretched earlobes bear the weight of massive earrings, and the long braids glisten with ochre. These are not mere decorations, but a living language of belonging to the land and to the tribe. In a world where outside forces constantly try to impose themselves, the Maasai stand tall, their red and blue fabrics reflecting the sun, as if to declare, here freedom isn't found in solitude, but in the strength of the community, where love and survival are woven together as tightly as the beads on a young girl's neck. When the dawn slowly dissolves the stars and paints the savanna gold, the warriors take up their spears once more. The women head out to milk the cows, and the children run across the dusty earth, tracing the paths of their future. In this balance of labor and passion, of free will and ancient rules, of harsh discipline and the gentlest affection, the Maasai preserve their heart, open, pulsing, and untamed, like the vast land they call home.